daily, shaping
Recording
the
in
way
progress.
you rise, the way you move, the way you give. And when you embody them fully, you become more than just a woman surviving this world. You become a force that cannot be silenced, a light that cannot be dimmed, a legacy that cannot be erased. You become the living proof that strength and grace can walk hand in hand, and that an unstoppable woman does not just change her own life, she changes the lives of everyone she touches.
Wow. 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 So good morning, everyone. Good night. Bon dia. Sabay di mai, sabay di ka, sabay di kap. Yeah. Ooh, that was powerful, powerful, powerful. So, as you know, I started a series here. You're truly Marlon Modeste. I started back a series on personal development and empowerment, and it has been a journey that has ups and downs. Everything in personal development. 1 minute you're on a high, next minute on the low. 1 minute on the high, next minute on the low. This morning, I choose to share with a lot of friends. I send out the link to them personally, and some may come and some may not. As you know, a prophet is not welcome in his hometown. But what we just heard, I think that everybody should listen to that at least once again. So when I'm sending out the recording, hopefully, I don't get blocked on YouTube. And I would like you to listen to that first, and then we will have our conversation, which is now. Wow, this was deep. Whew, I said I don't need to talk again. I could just go with that because that woman, she mashed it up fine like chili baby. I don't know about you, but sometimes we need to hear this on a daily basis. Some people need to hear it on a daily basis. Others say, Marlon's going to talk the same thing. But again, our prophet is not welcome in his hometown. So, of course, shake the dust off your feet and yeah, move on. Right. So, I'm going to share I'm going to share next video now on some exciting stuff because to be financially free, it means that, wealth creation is challenging for most people. Just to get married, just to get married. That's how you dream it to be, and had to, you had to, you and your partner has to plan and get the finances and go around and so forth. And I could tell you, I see so many marriages broken afterwards. I said you focused on the wedding and not the life after the wedding. And Carlene and I, 26 years, 8 months, and 18 days together as friends, and 26 months, 26 years, 8 months, 26 years, 8 months, and 18 days as married couple in Christ. And I could tell you that journey has not been an easy one. In our days when Marlon was Marlon, notorious, fuses short, and I could tell you, if I did not have God at my side, my right hand, my left hand, and if I then wasn't saying the rosary, look at right here, and saying the rosary for us who are Roman Catholics, believe in the rosary, believe that Mary intercede for us and everything for her son on a daily basis. These are some of the things I'm sharing secrets with, but it's known, but people do not use it. When you're in trouble, it doesn't matter if you're Catholic or not Catholic. I see there are lots of non-Catholic people at the church almost on a daily basis. And I said, wait, sir, what about the people who really serving God and they say they're serving God? I don't see them there. I don't see them there if we have a funeral or a wedding or a baptism or at their funeral, right? We go to funerals, we stop. Actually, today, as we talk about funerals, and Spirit would lead me to speak about funerals. I have a funeral today of a brother from our ministry. His father died, and and he was 101 years, and moving on to his 102 when he died. And I called him personally. I said, "Hey, I would like to play at this funeral because this man was my idol. Because those who know my goal, Philip Rushford said, you must have a goal, what you want to live to in good health. We were at an inner circle training session module built by Kenneth Barrington Thomas, ex-commander of Special Forces, and a lot of people, high ranking people were there. And Philip said that, and it resonated with me. People want to live, and he was in his 70s, late 70s. Yeah, people want to live, but they don't have a goal what they want to live to. That's one. And in good health. Another asking me, I have my goal right here. I forward it to myself. I star it. I pin it, right? And I read it every day. It's there at my side, what you want to live to in good health. So this morning, you should, or this evening, or good night, wherever part of the world you are. Bonjour to my friends in my French-speaking friends. Wherever part you are, if you are in Malaysia, Apakaba, Kawabae, right? If you're in Thailand, Sabai Mai, Sabai Ka, Sabai Kap. Ka is for the men, I believe, and Kap is for the women. I don't think the next year wrong. It's since 1996. 98 was my last time in Thailand. Yeah. So I'm using something called TOMA. And all of us use TOMA, but not aware of it. That's an acronym, TOMA. It means top of mind awareness. TOMA, top of mind awareness. Like just now, how I'm talking to you, and I could go back to that time of 96 to 98 when I was outside as an international entertainer, Shorty I, Sons, Gary, Garfield, I should say, Garfield Blackman Jr., Daniel Blackman, and Johnny Blackman, and Johnny came in afterwards. Carver Thompson from Maruga, and I'm a boy, and Andy Gabriel, and Corey Bunn, and myself. So there were 6 of us that went out, and then Corey took a permanent break after 1 year, and then it was 5 of us, all 5 male band. And it was said that the male band could not survive while it was outside there. We proved them wrong. Because when I came back home to get married in 99, the band still continued on for a few years, and then it dissolved. And I say this because at the end of the day, some people look at me as a musician and say, Marlon, you're a musician. And I said, I used to be a musician, but I read through the history books, and history repeats itself over and over. And it said that all the great musicians died poor. And I said, Papa God, I ain't want that for me. So let me see what I need to fix that. And it has been a journey. We had to let friends and associates go who were negative. If you are negative, you normally develop in a dark room. So you'll find that if somebody's speaking negative, I quietly just step away from them. Or I block them. If the spirit say to block them, I block them. And if I say block them for 4 months, 5 months, maybe a year and a half, maybe forever. Because only films develop in a dark room. And negativity, you try not to, not swipe, turn back. you could go through in the scripture, whatever it is. They say, don't turn back. You want to turn back to see what's taking place. Right? So negativity, I try not to work with negative people. If you are negative, I tell you up front, please change what you're doing. Make it, try to say it in another way. Even the school philosophy that started from Singapore when I was in Singapore in 97, 98. And the school philosophy is for you to, the music school, metanoia. Metanoia means change. Those who saw the last video from yesterday, you could take it from there, metanoia, change, right? So the school philosophy, birthed when I was in Singapore. Remember, I started music 1985. I was only 15 years. Mother said, you had to fix them children inside the village. And I said, Mommy, them want to play. Them want to play football. She said, I'm no going outside until. And I thank my mother today and father for really sticking with that. Because, yeah, I'm a musician, well respected in the field. And I could tell you many stories and real life stories. And, the kind of thing that I've been writing 2 books right now, one on the pros and cons of music, and the other one on brain-based learning through music therapy and on all the different things that is happening there. So I take a sip here. I choose to do this a little earlier because today we have the funeral. And I was so honored to be able to play at that funeral. I said, this man was a legend. And I want to be able to. I sang for the king. I sang for the inauguration of the president. I said, okay, tell me what I haven't done as yet. And I just went at my list of things that I have not done. And I said, okay, I've achieved this, I've achieved that, I've achieved that, I've achieved that, I've achieved this. All right. And those who know, they say, well, you'll be back. I said, no, I'm setting goals. And once I hit the goal, we teach the students to move on. So in the philosophy of the school, Metanoia Musical Harmony Limited, we try to teach that we're teaching you how to teach yourself music. We can't teach you every single song, but if we could teach you some skill sets and development, then you can teach yourself. Is that okay? Good people. That we could teach you how to teach yourself. And as Philip Rushford would tie it along, right, in my whole life journey, Philip says, you never stop that journey until you die. You continue teaching, because the day that you say you have reached is when you start to fall. You have to continue on the journey for life. So some of us who have been at different life expectancies and say, doctors say that I'm going to die in 3 months' time. I have my last 3 months and I'm going to live my last 3 months. That is a mental thing. I could tell you, you're talking to somebody who would have, doctors gave up for me many times. I was an asthma patient. My sister died from asthma. And in that whole journey, she died the same year, Dr. Eric Williams, 1 year apart in 1981. And she was only 5 years old at the time. And I was 11, yeah. And I could just remember just going back, top of mind awareness. I remember that, I saw family members that would have never cried break down just because of my sister's death. And so being the first grandchild, they did everything to keep me alive. Every drug that the pharmaceutical had until I was age 33. And I was back in Trinidad at that time. And I said, why am I getting asthma attacks and I'm taking all the thing? And the doctor said, may God be with you. May God be with you. I get the first dose and I had to wait half an hour. And you know how asthma patients go through the second dose and stay on the bench, the third dose. And he said, may God be with you. And I had to be right there. So and I asked him for the overdose. He said, I cannot give you the overdose. He said, we cannot take you into the hospital, go back home. And I talk about whole night we are going, whole night we are going. And I wanted to share that you never give up. If those who are a little bit here a little earlier and you heard the song, never lost a battle. Never lost a battle. God has never wasted his time to lose a battle. And God knew that I was going to be alive and be doing this video today, right? He knew that. Never lost a battle. And God knew that. My asthma, from since 33, I'm 55 years young now. So that's 22 years. Okay? And I haven't had an asthma attack since then. I have adjusted. I've come off all the pharmaceutical drugs. And I checked myself. When I was in Southeast Asia, 96 to 98, I never get sick. But up to when I came back home, 99, 6 months after, I'm sick every 3 months, 6 months apart. And I checked back. But I've been sick all my time. And then when I was 14, 15, they tell me I outgrew the asthma. You could start drinking orange juice. I wasn't allowed to eat nuts. So, I'm going on. Then they say, okay, hey, your asthma come back. I was taking so much pharmaceutical drugs, just as to keep me alive. And then I come and meet a company called Zango, if you remember those days, mangosteen, a juice in a bottle. But I really went there because our daughter was newly born, Zanetta, God's gracious gift. She had a nasal issue, and her eyes and nose was running for about a week and a half. And I just heard through Dr. Ponga and may soul rest in peace, Mr. Ambrose Carrington, and we went to the meeting, and the rest was history. I took his number, and then I said, I need to get this. And I remember I playing big man. I'm sorry, Colin. I take my ring, my wedding ring, I put it on the table. I say, hey, I need to get that product. I wasn't working, playing big man. Such that woman is such a humble person. I say, I leave in and I need to get this product. That product could help Zanetta. And we bought it. She didn't leave me, praise God. Playing big man. And that was the first point of network marketing in network marketing for us in 2003. And it has been a journey of 22 years of network marketing. And since then, within 3 to 4 months, my health improved drastically. And I did not. And I went into the research of what mangosteen does and helps, and have tens of millions of papers on mangosteen and how the research through the years, as the case may be. So I started to rise against the ashes and tell the doctors what time to get off on the drugs that they were giving me. I said, Doctor, I just wanted to know what was wrong with me. Thank you. I need so and so. Okay. I don't need any prescription. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Yeah. For every issue I had, I just went to the doctor to see what was wrong. And then I went and got a natural herb or whatever it is to help my situation. I want to give a plug out to, as I think about Carolyn and Dr. Benjamin. They took care of us back in 2000. It could be 2012, could be around there, could be right. But they do a very technical experience in health that is very, very interesting. You may not want to try it. I may not want to see it on the video. But they do a deep tissue cleanse. And for 4 days, you first of all, you had to consult with you to see if you could handle it. Huh? And I went with my brethren, Mr. Springer, Selvon Springer. I said, I need a body partner. Because I need a body partner for this. So I said, let me try it first. And I said, Carlin will go with Zenata, because Zenata was about 10, 11 at that time. I said, but let me just see how this thing really works first. And so this deep tissue cleanse that they're doing, they're making sure that you understand, you play the videos, and so forth. They're the only people in the whole of the Caribbean, as I know, who do the educational side first, the consulting, and then afterwards they tell you, okay, you pay the funds. I think at that time it was $5,000 or something like that, and and you come to their place, and the first day they say for the next 3-4 days, remember, you're not going to be eating. We're going to be feeding you certain liquids, and we're going to be checking your pressure and different things throughout the day, but we're going to be cleansing you. So it's not a purge like we do a cleanse, that kind of. And I could remember the first night, they say, Marlon, we have one problem. You have to go to sleep at 8 o'clock. I said, 8 o'clock? Yes, 8 o'clock. Okay, let's say 9 o'clock. We know you're all night owl. All 2, 3 in the morning. Those who are there, my voice is like this right now because I worked till about 3:30. And then I had a business meeting start at 5 o'clock. And then afterwards I had, my devotion and so forth. And then by the time 7:45, I said, hey, I'm already late to set up. And then I started to send out the messages to individuals. A lot of people got it individually, as the case may be. So that's why my voice is low this morning, but I haven't got enough sleep. I need to go back after this. I said, let me do it. Hey, by the way, I have on my Ghana outfit. Are you seeing it here? Oh, yeah. Yeah. My sister brought this back from Ghana this year. Yeah. So, yeah, so I have my Ghana outfit on. And my daughter brought this back from Portugal. That's a cap made out of pork, and very interesting, So, and through my journey of life, God has blessed me to now, even more now, I had to go through my health issue to know and educate. And health is one critical thing. I have a lot of companies that I have associated with myself over the last 22 years. And in the health arena, I have been blessed to get some of the best. I have sold things like, those who remember back in the days, something called anion pads. So this anion is a company out of China. And they will, so I used to sell pads, stay-free pads. Ladies, stay-free pads. Let me just make sure I'm clear. Men may not know how it works, but I know how it works. And I know the woman's cycle from age 9 to 55 and that's a big money-making business, right? That does those, right? And who uses the daytime, and I used to work with the pads, work with all the different stay-free, every company, and I put it out and then I put my anion pads next to it, and I threw a cup of water in each one of them, and then I pressed the tissue onto it, and each of them was wet, besides the anions, the one with the anions, and they explain the anions, what it does, and how the absorption, and from this walking on the sand alone, you get a good night's sleep. And those who have been watching my Facebook, or I posted up some pictures of us going to the beach. That's one of the 3 days we hit down Miaro and just had a nice little time there. So I'm just walking on the beach alone and just dipping in salt, the healing, the skin, everything. And so the anions, they get a good night's sleep, I tell you. But for the pads, when you press that one with the pad, you're pressing it hard. the tissue was dry. And women said, nah, I had to try a few samples. And I tried. And then they say, partner, you just buy like month and you had to buy 6 months. So ladies were ordering by the 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. And that went good for a while until somebody decided, yeah, partner, I said for we are taking back, we are going in that market again. Right? It used to come from China to Los Angeles to Trinidad. I remember well, I think that was 2008, 9, something around. It has been there, 2007 or 8. Yeah, it could be 2009. I tried to put memories and snap in time because that was a big company. And I said, wow, I didn't know that this is a multi-billion-dollar company off of just pads, and the ladies would feel secure when about it. The anions was also a health, that they had healing for any infections and different stuff. So, and for men who had prostate, we used to take the strip off that is on the pad itself and put it on your foot. And so, I mean, I could talk about health like that. I've been in a lot of health companies. I love a lot of companies with patches. You name the company, I've been around. So when Philip Roger said to live in good health, it costs to live in good health. I remember when we stopped eating meat. It costs to food, everything else that, it costs. We did so after the detox, that heavy detox from Dr. Benjamin and his wife, and every day we had to go to bed early. I finally did, and when it was 2:30, 3:00, 3:30 in the morning, they wake us up and they give us some sea salt in warm water, a big jug, and there was no glass in it. And just drink, and say, go back to sleep. Say, don't worry, you'll get your own wake-up call. And a wake-up call like that, I got. And I saw they trap the stool, and they let us strain it outside. And then they're telling me what is happening inside of us, and me and my partner. And it was horrifying to know how plaque is built up inside of the body in the colon area, that is, and how health issues takes place because of build-up. So it's just like a drain. You have not cleaned the drain in your house, around your house. So obviously the mouse will think CPAP hookah's not around. So if you do one cut in front by you, you'll be looking like a jungle, right? For those who are outside of Trinidad and Tobago, right, they have stopped all the CPAP workers from working. They have disbanded that. So people are having high bush. I was going through an area and I said, wait. On the main road, and I seen this store going through the main road going up to Kufa. And I said, wait. This bush almost like 5 feet, 6 feet high. Nobody cutting it. Let's cut them. So, I mean, as simple as it is, health is important. And every day, while I was there for the 4 days with Dr. Benjamin and his wife, I don't think they do it again. We recommended so many persons. Hey, I may have lost about 5 to 6 pounds of waste from my colon. And they tell me, whenever I'm ready, continue. And when I'm ready to do the next advanced step, which is 10 days, it will be a transformation in my whole body, right? And we never cut around to that. Those who know, we are always busybody from ministry and ministry, working in the schools, doing my daytime job, coming teaching music in the evening, online businesses or different business meetings, and then try to incorporate family in all that. And it's like it's been intertwined for so long. But I'm glad that I took that time in 2012 and my family went when I came out, and I talked about it so much. And I showed them the videos. I have all the videos. I would not post those videos here, guys. You don't want to see that. I tell my family, and they went too, and they took pictures and videos, and I stored it in my safe key, my external hard drive, and I said, "This is history here." They said I may have saved myself close to about $500,000 to $1 million US in health issues that may occur down the road. And I remember when in 2023, those who remember, we did a lot of business. We went to the blockchain summit in Dubai, and then we went to the blockchain summit in South Africa in November. And I had health issues in 2023, health issues. And I just knew I was not going to be drugs. I'm not going to be the pharmacy. And then I decided to go and do a check. And when the man checked me up, he wanted to keep me as a module for his patients to see a 53-year-old guy. Oh my God, look at your body. That time I'm having a serious issue, And man doing tests, I say, I just want to know what is wrong. You don't prescribe any drugs to me. I have done my research with 50 scientists back in 2004, 2005, and I could tell you once I know what is wrong with me, what to do, what health products to go and find, and then start that process, right? And this doctor, he wants to take me. He said, "Hey, oh my gosh, your body is unbelievable for 53. He said, "You exercise?" I said, "Little thing." I said, "Nothing." I said, you dance?" I said, "I haven't danced in years." I said, "Just throw my foot here, there." I said, "No, nothing." I said, "From morning, I'm sitting down, doc, till the next morning. Right now, I'm sitting down." I said, "I'm sitting down most of the time. I go to school, I'm teaching. Most of the time, I'm sitting down. I play at the basketball with the children in school." Right at that time, I was at Lady Ho Troy. As of now, I have particularly retirement, and that's something I'm going to talk about in a moment with IFAD. But the health part is what I was really concerned about. I said to solve this issue. So each person has health issues that are underlying, and they're not taking control of that. And so, to see this gentleman who I'm going to his funeral and play for his funeral today at 101. I took a picture with him. I said, "Partner, this is for, I see you on your 100th birthday." I said, "Nah, man, I had to get one with you." I take a picture with him. I said, "Partner, you are inspiration." And you're talking and everything, having conversation. Slightly, And I said, "Hey, it's an honor to meet a legend." And so health is critical. And Dr. Benjamin and his wife, are the only people I know who do the education in health. It's not easy if you're not accustomed seeing your own stool, but when they're going through your stool and seeing things, well, you're not eating enough food for 4 days, So it's like this. It's like stone, like a quarry of stones coming out of your body every day. And I was blown away. And of course, you check the hot and cold, jump in the lymphatic system. So you go in a blanket and you're turning yourself like a rotisserie. No, it's serious, because the bulbs are right there and it's hot. You can't stay. So you had to turn. And they put on out some personal development like we just listened to. That lady, Dr. Maya Angelou. Yeah, she was on point today. I will send that out with the video. She was on point. What? She knocked it out of the park, right? So, again, and you had to turn for a whole hour. When you come out of that, they just wrap the towel and go and take an ice water bath. And they have a day waiting, and then they tell you, "You're going to turn on the tap now and just breathe." And partner, unless you experience that, I could only talk. Those who are live on here now could be there, but when you're watching back the video, you might be in a different space and time watching back the video. You're being distracted by different things. But I tell you, when you're there, it's no cell phone for the whole weekend. It's nothing. It's just you and you go out with your body partner. And then throughout the day, you have little lessons and so forth. No food eating. It's a deep tissue cleanse. You're checking your pressure, everything. When I come out of that, when they say take the S of a Superman chest, was me. If you're talking about Barrington Levy, and take the S of a Superman chest and take out the B of a Batman belly. It's me. It was paced like that. I feel I need to go back and do one because it has been since 2012. I'm talking and I say, I'll give Dr. Benjamin that call. I'll see if they will take my wife and I, or Senator Carlin, go separate, and if my body partner wants to go back, and let's go. And well, listen, people who were dying, giving up for death, has went by them many times. And their body, their legs, they want to cut off your leg or your arm, and they went by them. And they tell them what they need to do, and they follow the process and trust the process. And part of the trust is that we are all programmable. And being programmed by what? We are being programmed by what the ads we see, watching television, radio, all these things are programming it. The social media, Facebook, everything is programming it. And so you're listening to people who you think are your friends, and your friend, they call your friend, they tell your friend what they have, and say, girl, I think you should take this. And I'm thinking, no. You go to a professional, and the professional will tell you what to do. So that's my advice. I'm not a professional, I'm not a financial advisor, but I learned very early in the game how to come out of the rat race. And I played the cash flow quadrant game. And in playing the cash flow quadrant game, I ended up meeting a gentleman, which would be my mentor, Kenneth Barrington Thomas. And from time to time I call him and I say, hey, Captain, what's up? So. I really appreciate that, Commander. I love that. Right? I go back in time now and I say thank you to all the work that you have done with me. Thank you. It has developed me. Some of the students of metanoia, musical harmony, which means change, sometimes when the children come in, we tell the parents, as part of discipline, we give push-ups and squats. You don't beat them, just give them push-ups and squats. Something about that form of exercise that I saw from Israel, and the level of discipline that they have in Israel, that every child has to go and spend 5 years in the army, has brought that level, it's a different level of discipline. And I'm young, I'm only 26, 27, 20, and I'm outside, and I'm listening to people, talking with people. When I was in Thailand and Malaysia and Singapore, and getting the intel of their country, because the internet was not so, you didn't have Google at that time like how it is now. That's a search engine, right? So it was still, the internet still being developed, and they modifying the changes. I played a song, we're going to play a song at the end, which means everything must change. Nothing stays the same. And people don't want to change. But I say, no, Apan, I want to leave my job. I want to leave my job. And then the opportunity came because I was in the right circle. I was prepping myself. And I see a lot of people in the 60s and the 70s and even the 80s still working. And I say, see that? I don't want that. And I'm saying, well, I need the money to pay the bills. And I hear the language. And I said, but this is a good person. I see them overspending. Where is the money going? And I'm switching from health now into the IFAD part. And through the mental training, the personal development that we did for, Carlin did 7 years, I did 9 years, woman, sharper than men. Right? So I had to ask the question. I call any man 2 to 3 in the morning and I say, hey, You said something tonight that's shaking me up and I can't sleep. And I need to get the answer. He said, don't worry, you'll get the answer in time. Have a good night. I go on back, I listen back to the audio. I say, hey, something is say here. He said, don't worry, you'll get it, brother. And so sometimes all night, I'm listening back the personal development, the audios, because I used to do all the recordings. And I said, this is making a lot of sense. And a lot of people would not follow in that line because they are programmed otherwise. These books, the Cash Flow Quadrant, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I read from this book yesterday, page 44, what you have to do before you quit your job. Some people may or may not really be interested in that, right? You know, the entrepreneur homework, product, legal, systems, communication, cash flow. That's this page here. This is page 68. So, I mean, and you could start your own project. It's not too late. I've seen people inside my business line, 93-year-old lady joining the business with her son, and she there on the Zoom call with us. I said, nah, 93? I said, yes, sir. It cannot take me out. And the woman is speaking proper, not no slow, like, you know, two shady turtles, talking proper. I say, wait, sir, 93, you on a call, a Zoom call, and talking, you know, and she lived through the COVID time and so forth. And I said, wow, I want to be like that. I want to be in good health and strength. And more important, financial wealth after that. Give me that, Papa God. Because to have good health, it means you have moolah, you have money to go and do this. You can't go by Dr. Benjamin and say, hallelujah, I'm a Christian, hallelujah. That will get you nowhere. You have to pay that money up front. Right? So at that time, $5,000 is big money for people back in 2012. I don't know how much you'll charge now, but I can tell you, it has helped me. That $5,000 saved me $500,000 to $1 million in health issues that would have happened to me. And it's true, networking or education and networking, personal development through, you know, meeting up with Mr. Kenneth and then getting into the inner circle group, right? Leadership sessions. Every holiday, people going on the beach. Oh, what's a holiday? You're trying to have most among the holidays. Oh, gosh, we're in paradise. Yeah, we go on the beach. Yeah, we go on a boat ride. There's something happening always mentally. We had personal development meetings, 3 hours, 4 hours long. And then afterwards, you know, you have a little fellowship afterwards. And then the meeting continue after we left. You know, I mean, when you come on the meeting now starts, the outside meeting, you know, and say, this was powerful, this was powerful, this was powerful. And was it a well-day spent? Yes. And people like to go, and don't disrespect to those who like to go to the emancipation and they wear their clothes only once and they put that up and they dust it until next year. And they come out with it again. Emancipation is not for mental slavery, and they're talking that off. But I just on the air, just they ain't going deep with that. Well, today I just want to just share a few things of how we went deep financially, and maybe this could awaken your spirit, something inside your spirit, to say, okay, I want to take a look into myself, see where I can make some changes. Listen to the song at the end, and I'm going to just share a few other words, right? So I found when people come to our personal development training, our physical place, Zoom is only, you could be doing anything, you could be driving and listening to this, whatever, right? But if you really come to your session, and we paid good money. Sometimes we paid $2,000 US for a weekend. I remember John Milton Fogg, the greatest networker in the world, Michael Klaus, Glenn, you know, different people, Philip Rushford, Tim Padmore, Dr. McDonald, Kenneth Barrington Thomas. These were the speakers at Center of Excellence, and it had over 2,000 people there. and you're doing a training, and people love that level of training. And then we had the inner side leadership team going to a fireside chat. So some of the things about that has stayed with me over the years. My TOMA, which means top of mind awareness, which I understand, is that, listen to this carefully, I have drilled the IFAD into my life. And it has been one of the key pillars of making changes. It has been one of the key pillars. So write it down if you are live, and if you are watching back on the video, you could also write it down. I'm just going to give you the shorter version because you had to pay your money. Everything is free now. Everything on YouTube is free. But in my time, we paid 50,000 US for the training module over the last 7. And as I say, I need a little more years, so I spent 9 years. So IFAD module is a module built from Kenneth Barrington Thomas, who was a special force, represented our country. They travel around the world. As case to be a well-known speaker. You could sort him out for speaking events and so forth all across the globe. Right? Our prophet in his hometown is never welcome. Nobody really bigging up the man. Right? The man has done his work well. I want to say that IFAD, I call and nail and drill and call he and nail he and drill he. And I said, say it again, say it again, say it again. And I used it in my teaching over the years. And I want to share it with you all today as part of the personal development, a short version. So if you're writing, the I is for imagine. A child is imagine everything. A child is have some crazy goals. We had a child called Michael Hodlin that just left to go and do his doctorate. And when he started at 6 or 7, I think it was 7 years, I asked him, what is your goal in life? Michael, I'm not sure what his age now. He could be 20, 29, 20 to 31, somewhere around there. So it could be older than that, yeah. Yeah. And he said, we went to his last concert that he had in Trinidad, his first concert in South, but you have been going to all his concerts in North, right? And he said, I want to thank Marlon Modeste as my first music teacher, who would have asked me to write down my goals. What's about writing down goal? A 7-year-old, and he said, and we helping you. We holding your hand to shape the letters if you don't know the word, and just help you write it. But it's your print. It's your print. And he said, I want to thank Mr. Marlon, my first music teacher. It's about your dream. If you now write that down, you put it on some kind of communication. How do you want it to work for you? You have to write the thing down. How much people see that already? Write down the goal. Stick it up there. That's the I. So the man, he shout, he scream at the people. This is Kenneth Barrington Thomas now. Oh God, only write down the goal now. What you want to achieve. What you want to think. What is financial freedom, right? I. And children imagine, but as adults, we don't. We get clipped because the reality step in what our limit is. And so I learned to dream again like a child. And so I put that limit and abundance and the universe and the ether to pull and bring that to me through the power of the subconscious. So the I. The F is having faith. You must believe in God. You must believe in something. You must have faith along the journey because anything that comes shake you up. We had a situation for about 2.5 years. I say, hey, we won the battle. First time ever in history. The company went outright. And I gave a praise night into morning, which was yesterday morning. And 2 people out of 3,500 people attended it. I know when they're going to call me, when the moolah reach, it wouldn't have that. It wouldn't have Marlon. You'll be calling and you'll be, this number is not in service. This number is out. Marlon is out of that. I'm coming off of WhatsApp as of officially on Sunday. Sunday is my last day on WhatsApp. You'll see me on Telegram. So if you have not connected to your Telegram, I've been telling them that for a while. But just like how teachers in the school say, Marlon will be back, you only saying that. And I said, I'm taking early retirement. And from January, when I put my papers in, I said, July the 11th was my last working day. And I came to the school and I jumping up singing praises and so forth. And I said, God, thank you for that freedom. Oh, Lord, I'm feeling like a burden lift, a young, and I achieved this, and how many years I want to do that. And in order to do that, I had to go back to my goal, which I set at 3,000 USDT a month. And then I moved the goal up to 4,000 USDT a month. And then in 2023 and 2024, we earned so much in that space of time, just let's say about 18 months, that I said, wait now, I hit that target and bypassed that target. And, was reinvesting in myself, reinvesting in other businesses, creating, other business in the means in one of the companies, I won't call no name. And I said to myself, I hit my goal, going and coming, I could leave. And then I TTV. TTV is a local twang, which means to play around. And I play around and I said, are you sure? And by the end of 2024, when I was on a little vacation with my family, I made that decision. I said, okay, I have enough. So what is faith? Faith is knowing that the evidence is not seen, but you are believing God that whatever you ask for, you have already received it. Right? So you have to put on work. You can't be saying, Papa God, I want that. And you're twiddling your thumb whole day and eating Royal Castle and KFC and whatever else it have on the planet. You just say, oh God, that was good. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. You know why? I have people calling all the time, right through, messaging me and not knowing. I tell them to message first, don't call. People call all the time. I have no other phone. I have one phone. One phone with a SIM card. I have another phone without a SIM card, which I use. There's this phone right here now that I'm using as my backup phone. Is my phone that I do all my MetaMask business, which is 3.0. And I teach a lot of education on MetaMask and all the different things. And people they lost 1% of the world knows about MetaMask and the future of it. So the A in IFAD is to take action. And I took action quick because I wanted financial freedom. We was talking financial freedom. But at 1, 2 o'clock this morning, if you go on my WhatsApp status, you will see me posting up videos and doing the communication and doing the transitioning from WhatsApp, which is a macro, right now with the AI. He listened to everything that we are saying and asking, you want a transcript of what you just said? So what? You want me to give, you could transcript what I just said? And me press the record button? Nah. I had to take you out. It means my information is out, it's going on AI, and I don't know who's controlling that AI. So let me come off of WhatsApp and let me go on Telegram. And Telegram has more features and it is better than WhatsApp. But you know what happened? You get too sweet. You don't want to change. You don't want to metanoia. You don't want to change. The word metanoia means change, right? So you don't want to change, but everything has to change. So listen to this now, and this will take you out. The D is not for dinosaur. The D is for discipline. You have to be disciplined. And I know that I am making that drastic change. God, I love my WhatsApp and all. I have my broadcast and everything. And I say, no, Appan, I have to come off of it. That's the only way I would know if people are really serious about change. Because there, I am serious about change. I am disciplined about that. I want my privacy when I'm having a conversation. I want nobody else in my conversation, right, asking me questions. Telegram provides that. When I'm on Telegram, which I'm going to show you, when I'm on Telegram, let me share my screen and show you Telegram. Telegram does not ask me 100 questions. Let me share my screen. I'm going to bring it up like this and share my screen. I'll share full screen this time. Normally I share partial screen. Most presenters share, they share partial screen. That's partial screen. And I'm going to share full screen now. And this is full screen. So you see how my operation takes place there, right? So look at my Telegram chat here. And I have my communication chat set up here. This room for communication for those who are in certain types of business, and then Exodus, Movement of God's People, another communication chat there set up on Telegram. And as you can see, I have Entertainment. I'm inside this chat too as well. They have one message. And so obviously, what happens is that on Telegram, wherever your last message was, you could go back and just get the information there. Look, I have a draft saved here. When I click on the draft, it could be from any phone. It have the song, Jesus Yeah. So when I click on it, I saved it. I wanted to hear it. Jesus Yeah, you have done it again. Jesus Yeah. Right, so you see that? So I have a Telegram set up there. Telegram is so much easier. And I just do one major education with each new person who is coming on to Telegram. I let them know it has everything here. It has scammers, it has hackers. Just the same way that some people phone get hacked and so forth. And so you need to first go on the information and click on your privacy. Click on the privacy and then secure. Let me bring it full screen because I know some of you have seen two screens, two files. Let's bring it bigger. So you go there and you click on privacy and settings, and I give the order. Click on that. Go ahead. Who teach me this? Nobody teach me this. I know to go and secure my line. So when I see people sending me message, I block them immediately. So Nicole, send me a message. Michelle, send me a message. How she get my number? Stephanie, send me a message. How she get? But she could be real, eh? I don't know. Right? I'm not taking any chances. Then this next person, and Shine Quiet, send me a message as if, hey, feeling real, block one time, you see it up here. And then, of course, you see these are the scammers. They say, hi, have a fantastic day. And what do you think about the business? And they're telling me, what? One time, block you. How you getting that? How you find me there? Next person, how we going? Next person. I say, how we going to that side? Superman, block one time. Next person, block one time. And right through. That's the thing. Once they send you a message and they are not in your contact, block them. That's all. And you're safe to go. Is that simple enough? Yes, it's simple enough. Block them if they are not in your contact. And so all these people are scammers. It might be the same person with different accounts, as the case may be, and that's it. So that is your good education. And IFAD, you imagine what you want. You have faith, you have discipline. But here is safer. When in 2022, I think it was, it had a and all the communication, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, you name it. Telegram was the only one that was still going. And I want to say that lots of people do not understand Telegram, and they're ignorant to the educational side of Telegram, right? Look here. I have my picture. Doug Solomon sent something on Telegram. This person sent a picture, Telegram. I have a story on Telegram, one people, right? And so people don't understand Telegram. It is better than WhatsApp. Way much better. If I am in a conversation and I am going, let's just say for business, or let's say you see, it takes me to the conversation, and it had 317 messages there. 317. I click on the side. 317, right? And I go in down and I read any message, perusing, right? Okay, I don't need to read all the messages. Look for the key messages. And I come out of it, and I go to another chat. This one has 40, that one, and I go through the information here. And the training this morning that I had at 5 o'clock, look at here, training this morning at 5 a.m., they did not have any recording. So you had to be on. So let's say I want this information here. This is yesterday. I click on this. I forward it to the chat room I have with there. Exodus, Movement God's People. I get there. What's something here? I continue scrolling through, because that chat is for that one communication. So instead of me having to go to every WhatsApp to send the message out to every group and every broadcast, it is easier there. Boom, forward it to them. Simple. Time our people get wisdom. Now you see it back to 17, and I'm going down again until I come to 0. And I reach the 0. Now remember, I was on 340 here. I come back to the business. Simple. And I going through. And let's just say I wanted to see what the sniper cut was talking about. It had one message here. I go to the end. Okay, it's welcoming somebody, because that's an AI rules is doing that. This AI is serious issue, but I'd rather be on Signal or most people are not on Signal, so I will take it there. So okay, I go to the next one. Network marketing giant, Mr. Fraser is talking. You have one message, so I can click the arrow here, go to the end, and hear what Mr. Fraser Book is saying.
Hey legends, hope you are doing good. Happy Wednesday. It is the free masterclass day today. The link is all over this channel, so no excuses to not being registered. And don't forget, if you do register, then you will have access to the recordings for a few hours after we've actually finished. But it's never the same recording. I think from your own experience, most people just don't watch the recordings or don't pay as much attention on the recording. So do your absolute best. Now, just a little word of warning. We have now 3,200 people registered, with majority of people registering a few moments before human behavior, last minute Johnnies. Parkinson's law it is. Look it up if you don't know what that is. So yeah, interesting, because we have 3,200 people registered, but we only have room for 1,000 people on the Zoom. So if for some reason you have any tech issues and it's like 5 minutes past 7, come into this group, into here in Telegram, and there'll be a YouTube live link that you might be able to access. We're only going to post it if there are Zoom issues or we've maxed out. So don't rely on the YouTube, rely on the Zoom. All right, big love, and I'll see you there.
Right, so Mr. Fraser just spoke there inside of the room there, right? Boom. And whenever I go, I got it, right? So that's happening today. And he sent it at 8:59, and I had to see what time. So you have to click on the register. Don't forget, boom, click and attend. Click on it, register. I'm going to register right here now in front of you all. Masterclass, sometime today. Register, just sit now. Boom, boom, put in the name. Let me pause it here. I'm going to pause the recording. Right, recording. I pause the screen, I should say, but I'm registering myself here. Right. Register now. Continue. I know I'm just talking, right? Okay, I'm coming back here now. Resuming the recording. Right, and I'm registered for the class. Right, and I sure if I go to my email, I would have received that email there. And I mean, a lot of persons do not want to take that level of discipline in the iPad, but they just want to make it overnight. See, live thing here, click on it. There's 1,000 persons on it. Click here to save your seat. Click here, wire 10, and so forth. Right? And Fraser Brooks, we met him in South Africa at our blockchain summit there in 2023. Excellent guy. And I know for a fact that those who were on that call, on who went to South Africa, it was a tremendous experience there. Going to Mandela country and, you know, and being there itself, I felt, you know, I tell myself, I want to go back with my wife and spend some time. They go through the history, you know, and so forth, you know, and have a very rich history. Right, so let me come back to the Telegram as I come to a close here. So you see I have 21 messages here. And let's just say I was just reading this. And it down to, I want to read here. Let me just small it up a little bit. Right. And so I read in here and I reach on 15, 16 here, and I wanted to go back to finish off here. It just takes me back to where I was. If I was on WhatsApp, I had to start back over to go through all the messages because maybe somebody sent that is important and I may not be able to find it. But here, I'll be easily going through, easily perusing from the last message that I sent. This is a big shift for most people who have a lot of content coming into them from different persons, good morning messages to this and that. And the difference inside here, when you delete it, it's not delete, it's deleted from off, the message are here. But if I, as the admin, delete it, it comes off the system and it's not on your phone, where WhatsApp storage is being manipulated on your phone. Every message you send on WhatsApp, it is being stored in a managed area. And if you don't go there, not the deleted area where you go and delete pictures, not there, not inside the trash can. I'm talking about in the settings of WhatsApp managed storage. And it is being, every forwarded message is being stored up there. And that, when I found that this year, listen, I was sick because I was looking for I cleared my phone, and which was 240 gigs. And when I cleared it, I had 91 gigs hiding in my phone. I said, what? Where is 91 gigs? And I went to town. And one guy from India, I could never forget. When I got that message, the person said, boom, boom, boom. This is what taking place. And I went there and I saw it. I was saying, no, I had to delete. And I was deleting. And then I saw the space going down. Because imagine you remove everything from your phone and you still see 91 gigs still somewhere inside of your phone. And when you check it out, it's WhatsApp. So you see, look, I reached the end here. I was kind of speeding through most of the information there. I've reached the end of it here. And I come back to the one that was 15, 16, and I could continue down. People are talking, blah, 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 and I reading messages. It's as simple as that. But you know what happened? Change, metanoia. People are afraid of change, right? And people are, of course, you want to get your education on crypto cards, AI projects. It's somewhere right inside there. Let me go down to the projects and see. So inside there, have their groupings too as well. Directory, Apparaton, looking for it now, pass through that, crossword digital, Juliet, this, that. Wow, a lot of messages here. Let me see, I could bring it up here. It's right here. I should pin that one, but I already have 5. You could pin 5 messages. Lord, that's it, right? And when you click on Lord, it has everything. Crypto space, sustain here. Crypto space products, right? And you get an idea there. So we try to educate people as much as possible. So I'm just going to close off now by saying, your education is dependent on how much you want to learn and how fast you want to learn it, how quick you want to learn, what's your drive to getting it done. You notice I have this one. Let me just grab my annotate to help you to see which part I'm at all the time. Right. So you're seeing 1 pin here, 2 pin, 3 pin, 4 pin. I could unpin this one. Yeah, and let me go to another one, unpin it. And let me pin that one there, because that one will be a critical one coming up there, which is Lord. And I could pin Lord to the top here. Could pin the most important chats. Okay, it's not asking me to pin here. Let me see if I'm outside. Right here, pin the top. And it's now pinned to the top. So when I need that, I don't have to scroll. It's right there. Now, all the other chats that are busy, I don't pin them because they will always come up to the top. Look, I just finished there. Look, Bitness has one again. And it's in Spanish. I don't know. 192,000 persons. A group can only hold 200,000 persons. So this was yesterday 187 or 88 or 89. And it's now 192. So when it's reached 200,000 persons, they say English, but they see all different things. So this is French here. So I forwarded to my French group. Look at here. And he sends it to his grouping there. So anything in French, dealing with that company. So in these groups, it's multiple businesses, multiple streams of income. So Exodus have multiple streams of companies, and the community has a different stream of companies. And that's how I run my network through. I process which are the companies that we want to go with. And then I said, I just want to create one chat that when I send that in that chat, all the information is there. You could talk to people inside. You could call on Telegram. You could WhatsApp. You could do all the different things. You could do on WhatsApp. You could do all those things on Telegram. And it is much safer and more secure and more private. And that privacy, I believe it has been, people just numb. Hey, look, I have an AI on my WhatsApp. What the AI doing there? Right? And closing, I want to show you the email. Let me see if I have it there. Yeah, I want to show you. Let me see it. Where the AI is asking you the question, what you want me to do with this? I say, what? You're out of place. You're going out of place. The AI is asking for you, do you want to save do you want a transcript of today's meeting? I say, excuse me? In my mind, I ain't want to talk too long because AI hate everything you say. I say, what? You want to give me? I'm going to go to my email, pop it back up here, and my email. All right. And go to another email. I'm going to go to the school email because this is the school Zoom. It's my personal email. Right. Right. All those who are going to the Olympics, you should have been preparing to book your tickets already. And people say, well, it's our World Cup next year. Well, okay, what are you doing financially to break free? What businesses are you into to prepare yourself for that? What is your preparation? Right? So we're having a meeting and the AI read everything out for us here. And I said, but we didn't press record. So how the AI is doing that? And that disturbed me since from January. I've been watching and I seen it happen. This AI, my WhatsApp did an update, and next thing I seen that AI on it. I said, nah, it's subtle there on the side of your phone there. Just there. Hey, what is you seeing? I'm here to help if you have anything. Who's smart? Is the phone smart or you smart? You have to figure it out. And so when they reached that breach, there I said, no, I'm not taking that anymore. So I have to leave the WhatsApp. Maybe I might be back for a day. You never know. I might come back a day and say, hey, what is in here for one day? But all my communication after Sunday is going to be on Telegram. That's why I'm kind of reaching out to people who are not accustomed seeing me on the place a Zoom meeting, Marlon, not a Zoom meeting, personal development, because it's your education. And in closing, I want to encourage you to get, if you're into leadership or anyone, this book, The Power of Servant Leadership by Robert K. Greenleaf. And, get yourself reading. Readers are leaders, right? So they have a lot of books here on personal development. We buy books all the time. I mean, our library is huge with personal development. Over the last 23 years, we have been inside of networking, 22 going on 23. And when we started, it was advised to us. And then we played the cash flow quadrant game. We got ourselves some financial rewards. We was able to help ourselves. I want to give a plug to the Keep Key. I have it right here. I'm supposed to go and get some. I haven't yet even gotten a chance because it's just one thing to the other, But this is a Keep Key. This is for those who are into crypto business. This is something that you want to have, something just like this here. And then you connect it to your tablet or your laptop and you access your finances, put it like that. And a Keep Key is good to have. I mean, you're traveling and Bitcoin's 113,000 and you have $113,000 in the Keep Key. And when you reach, you go wherever it is, you access it, you put it on your card, your crypto card, you take a card, any one of them, right? As the case may be, this card or next card, and you put it on it, and nobody has to know your business. It's as simple as that. So I try to share some knowledge on education of some stuff, and lots of people think I'm a musician. I have shifted my mind years ago after I did the history of in music and see that they died poor, and I say, Papa God, I ain't want that. And what I had to do was to shift my thinking and, stay away from negative people and try to go in the direction. Once I know the direction is the right direction at the right angle, then I know that I'm going at that angle and then I'll be financially free. Or I had mentors I still have mentors who I look at and watch what they taught me. And they may not have been financially free, or some of them were financially free. And like Philip Rushford, he said to us, this is my 12th book. And when you buy the book, the profits from the book go for my grandchildren so that I fulfill Matthew 25, the parable of the talents. He said, when my grandchildren grow up, When they reach 18, these funds, if they're alive, go towards them. I say, wow. You talk about the art of the long view. You talk about that next thing. We'll go to. You talk about that matured 13th seed, time, and harvest. He had it down. He shared it. We shared it time and time again. And what we are supposed to do? Write down your goals. Go and write it down. Now, writing down the goals is only part one. You have to act out, as the IFAD says. Imagine you have the faith, you must take the action and have the discipline on a daily basis and chant the goal. Chanting your goal is just part of the code, but you must take action, because anything that you do, faith without works is a box of KFC or Royal Castle. It's dead. You have to take action in the proper direction if you want to see some financial freedom. And so thanks to all who came out on this call this morning to get this information, and those who will be watching back on YouTube, and hopefully YouTube makes me upload it. They have been very, 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 very strong on my content. So I try to stay within the information that is needed to be there, and it's on the public domain. So I don't have it unlisted. I have it open to the public to go and listen to it. So I hope this finds you in good health. Hopefully, by the grace of God, tomorrow we will do another one, depending. I know we have a lot of people that still have to return their call today. And I have that major funeral today too as well. So I hope to see you on tomorrow's call. Most likely I'm going to try for 8 o'clock. I think 8 o'clock is a better time than 9. 9 o'clock, most people are the JOB, which is the positive thing. Join your own business, because if you have a JOB, it means that you're not just over broke, but you have moolah to be able to invest, if you want to be, into other businesses. If the scales from your eyes fall and you could see the options like what I saw many years ago, and started to put myself in that angle, thanking God every day, giving praises to Almighty God for giving me the health and strength. And I'm going to go out with that song that I have here, and I'm going to pop it back up here. I have that song set here, man. And that song, I say, Father, I need a power song today. Every day you're giving me songs of worship and ministry. I need a song. Right? So we're going to listen to a gentleman that has really think stop loaning your money to the bank for free compounded interest. Just taking a few seconds of it. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to send that also in the video so that you all could view it, right? Stop loaning your money to the bank. There we go. Got it. Here we go.
There are a lot of institutions out there using the most powerful financial force in the universe against you financially. No wonder most people are broke.
Yeah. Here we go. You see, I got where I am because I'm one Michelle hand. Help me to stand being independent, man. Because I'm standing on the shoulders of a giant. The shoulders of a giant, y'all. I'm thankful.
Hey there, YouTube. Myron Golden here, and this is the third video in the Get Rich series. I did one on it's easier for you to get rich now than ever in human history, history and mystery of wealth. I did one on the millionaire cash flow formula. I did one on the virtual millionaire formula. So I guess this is the fourth one. Anyway, third, fourth, who's counting? On this video, I'm going to show you how to create legacy wealth, how it's possible, like liquid millionaire formula. That's what I call this. I call this like the liquid millionaire